Can you hear me? Hopefully. Welcome. How's everybody? In case you're watching this later. Having a good day? Good. Let me go back and find the title now. There were issues with the live stream yesterday, so I had to delete it from YouTube. I'm just going to leave it at that because, can't do much now. Yeah, just find the title. Sometimes people come on and don't want to say nothing or participate, so they can read and still get help. Like the text messages you keep sending to my phone to this very minute? Like that? Why you keep doing it? If you live in the same building? If you live in Malton, which one? If all the victims are seeing this? If it was... Okay, that's the title. Hopefully I just spell it right. Because I'm writing quickly, typing quickly. I passed it twice already. I was a mortgage agent. I had my license, in case I need to clarify that. Okie dokie. Narcissists and humiliation, embarrassment, insults, put downs, and self-esteem. We did go over this before, but that's okay. What's normal to you? If you're having a fight with somebody, what kinds of things do you say to them? Why do you do it? To make them mad? To make them stop? Which one? So what kind of things do you say to them? Both of my parents were born in Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad. I was born in Canada. Now, in Malton, if you look, the same skin color. Which one? How ridiculous? I have no idea why they keep laughing. Amy, are you Latina? So yes, like I said in 2019, right? If you take a good look around Malton, just walk around Malton right now. This is when I came back from being homeless. Not even before that. Why? You keep texting me about brown people. Well, who do you think qualifies under that? Well, then who do you think gets offended if they see that? If? I'm just going to get a shirt and let everybody just think about that for a minute. No, I'm not joking. If that's funny to you, really? We need catching up? Maybe we really should. Just actually explain it so we're all on the same page when I come back. No, I'm not joking. Why would I be joking? Wow. In case I get up and I don't realize. Yeah, that's my priority. Do you know what time it is? It's 9:00 at night right now. After a whole day of studying that mortgage agent book. You sitting here texting my phone because what? About my lipstick? Of all things. I'm studying for a mortgage agent course. You're doing what after yesterday? My live stream was because you were playing music. While I was doing it, I had no way of... I had it scheduled for how long? For what time? I had to delete it off of YouTube. You keep taking my business as a joke. I don't. And I keep telling you. I don't see any reason why I should. Oh. What grade do you start learning geography of other countries, not Canada, the world? Just a question. If anybody knows or remembers. Maybe some of the parents can realize what their kids are learning and help them, right? Maybe they can do, their own with their phone. Well, some parents like their kids to learn and know things. Some don't. That's narcissistic, right? They don't want their kids to be educated and go forward, so they avoid them learning. That qualifies under financial abuse, right? Stopping them from getting an education. You mean a whole day of sitting around collecting ODSP? I told you one of these days, Milton. You're the ones with the mouth. You will tell on each other. Yeah, fair, right? They want fair. When I see them at the mall, right? They want to know why I'm commenting. It's because you're standing at the mall talking about me. Why? You're not working, right? If you're standing at the mall. So I just wonder. So I thought one day maybe I'll ask, right? I'll be so pissed off, I'll just ask. If I could remember, probably Value Village. The shirt, the plaid shirt. No? Walmart? I don't know then. Maybe it was Walmart. They were on sale for $7 or $10 or something like that. Maybe it's there. That's where I got it. I had a red one. I have no idea where it went. I should find it. But when, like I said, right, all your clothes are stolen. You just buy when you can buy it, when you afford it, when you have money, whichever your case is, right? People who actually experience financial abuse would understand that. When's the last time you bought new clothes? How do you get new clothes? Do you go do you go shopping and get it all at once? Or do you get piece by piece? The 6th grade. Thank you. 6th grade, you learn about the world. Did your parents stop you from learning? Did your mommy make you drop out of high school to smoke reefer with your underage boyfriend? You mean Daniel Drummond? Well, since Monique and Shauna and Daniel Drummond are so popular now, I guess we can ask them all, right? So in case they're listening, or their friends are listening, did your parents stop you from learning? Did they make you skip school and hang out and smoke reefer in my backyard? You forgot, right? Morningstar. That's the fence. They used to jump the fence from Morningstar High School. Well, let's remind them, Malton, in case. Two-faced was when I started the business. It went to four-faced. Now I have no idea. You just make up whatever you want on the spot and try it, don't you? Well, let's go over this again. If they all started grade 9 together, my brother went to school with them. So where do you think they went for lunch? If that was the same backyard, same house. If I didn't mention all that before. Amy, do you like gay people? Okay, do you believe you're born gay? Should I not? Yeah, do you remember that? We went over what their rights are when we went over that. LGBTQ rights. Was it a live stream or a video? What was it, a live stream? Well, I did some Twitch live, so I don't know if it was recorded or if it was just people. We were talking about it, right? I remember that. I didn't make that up. Was that human rights? The right to be human? The right to have a choice? The right to live safely? Live freely? I had a gay friend and he said he doesn't think he was born gay, but that's just his opinion. So, if everybody's entitled to their opinion, there's some things that are facts, right? We can go find it out. It's information, actual information. Remember that? It's good to know actual information. So there are things we can go find out, actual information. And then there are things we believe, right? Our opinions. We're allowed to have opinions, right, everybody? We're allowed to say what we want and have opinions. Other people have opinions. It doesn't mean we have to agree with them. We're allowed to have our own, right? Some people like when we agree with them and they bully us to agree with them, but we're still allowed to have our own. Exactly. I don't understand, but I respect all lifestyles. That's a good way to start. You respect people and their choices. There'd probably be a lot less peace, right? Kind of like minding your own business. If you respect all people and their choices, their lifestyles, the same way, nobody comes into your business, right, and pokes into your life. Yeah, Amy, you are so amazing. I love how open-minded you are. You really care about people's well-being. Now, isn't that what they're teaching? Empathy to people, to your kids? Caring about people's well-being, their feelings, their well-being, empathizing with them. So which one are we supposed to be teaching, the adults or the kids? Would you like to go over the rock? Speaking of humiliation and self-esteem and put downs and abuse, what the line is between abuse, where you should be in jail as a narcissist, what the boundaries are, if they have no feelings and no empathy for you, the victim. Speaking of what you did to the rock and what you texted me. Did you remember that? Brown in the garbage can? So which one would you like to go over? Well, 98% of these comments are insults right now, right? On my live stream. So what does that say about what, Molten, or just this building? This is after 6 years, right? A narcissistic abuse recovery life coach. I started the business in 2019, Amy Seukeran. And this is 6 years later. What were you doing in Molten? How do you know the word empathy? How do you know the word self-care? I don't see anything funny. You're the ones who are with the violence, right? So why are you violent? Why are you violent towards each other? Well, let's go over. How many of you want a house in the future? Speaking of my mortgage agent course, do you know what a mortgage agent is? A mortgage broker? Do you know what it is? The course I'm studying? I had 6 months, right? I've got a month left to do it. Yeah, peace and quiet. You need to study. That's the one. Anyway, that's the one I started today, right? 10:30 this morning. So I said, yeah, until I finish it, I'll study. I'm going to make the exam instead of it expiring. I'm not paying for an extension, right? Unless I have to. So who do I take it out on, the building? Well, I have to go take a chair every time I have to go smoke now, right? Because you decided to do what to the rock, for what reason? Why did you need to study if it said you passed the exam twice already? Wow. I don't know. If you passed your driving test, or if you read the book, why would you do it again before you go to the exam? For what reason? They don't understand? At what? They pay the same rent? They have the same apartment? If I do something, they're going to do what? Go call the police again? Go report me to what, the office? What don't they understand? If I actually reported people doing things on the property, do you have any idea how many of you I would report? You still what? You don't understand how ignorant you are? Is making money from your unit allowed? So selling things, running a business from your unit, none of you do that right now. The parking lot is not the property of the building. You understand you're allowed to smoke and do whatever there? Why don't you go to a library or something if you want peace and quiet, like a little princess? People are allowed to make noise. Because I pay good money for rent. And like I said, if I want to come smash your window, right? People are allowed to make noise. Then you're just telling me I'm allowed to do it, right? That's all you just told me. How many times did I tell them to print copies of it and pass it out in the building? Stick it under their doors. They're still here. How many months? Count them again. Yeah, January 2024. Count them. Everybody in Malton, count them again with me. How many months I've been here in Unit 40. Yeah, apartment 47, Unit 47. It's the same thing. Go ahead. Ask them where my mail is while they're at it. They pay money to Genius, do they? Yeah, they pay good money and then they come in the stairwell and leave garbage. They know they're on camera. They put holes in the wall. Amy, you have privilege and entitlement. You need to do some soul searching. I told you when I find you, right? Why don't you find Andrea again? Speaking of, how many of you should be in jail? This woman is 2 steps away from being a rapist. You've got her running around Malton, and you're just sitting here telling me about my mortgage agent course? How many of you even have a house? I'd love to know that right now. How many of you own a house? Yeah, back to why don't I have my mortgage agent course that I should be studying for. I'm going to go after. So, if you hear me making noise and playing music all night, it's just because I'm studying. If I have to go smoke, where do you think I'm going to go? You think I'm going to walk around to the park and sit on the bench with the skunks in the dark? You actually, an apartment building, believe in your heads, this is the way I'm going to live. So how many of you pay a mortgage right now? Have the risk of losing your mortgage since you have the same money or yours is better that you pay? Like I said, you keep leaving comments, right? But when you keep talking about jealousy in your boyfriends and your husbands, what do you want me to do? To all. I keep telling you, I have my business to run. What is your man and your woman and what you want to do here? How many times did you confuse me and call me what? So I told you, you get name tags now. You want to get tattoos? Fine. You couldn't separate. I'm going to do it for you. You don't know, you can't see, you can't hear, but you're seeing everything and you're hearing everything, right? Oh, good. Catherine said my mortgage costs more than your life. Wait till I find your house, Catherine. What does it take to bring down the value of a house these days? What kind of damage? How about you, Amy? What are your assets? Fair is fair, right? You run your mouth better than you run your business. Well, soon enough, right, Molten? You're going to find out. Amy, the only property you're ever come close to inheriting is your mother's house, but you royally screwed that one up, eh? No, actually, get this one. I'm right now in my own apartment, working toward getting my own house, becoming a mortgage agent. Inheriting, that's a narcissistic thing, right? You want somebody else to give you a house. Independence, I am an independent female. How many times did I tell you? I pay for everything I have. Do you understand? Just, I keep telling you, right? You are right here in Malton. They live where? What's too real? When I start taking pictures of the houses. Let's talk about the $90 Dollarama haul and all the Chinese junk you wasted your ODSP on. Sure, why don't you watch the video again of the receipt and show me again what I bought for the $90 at Dollarama? Thanksgiving is coming, right? I have all the cooking to do, so we don't want to waste any days and hours. Where are you guys going for Thanksgiving? You getting free turkey somewhere? You're making it yourself? You bought a turkey already? How many of you bought a turkey? Or with your own money for you? What are you going to make it in? Do you have a pan to make it in? Do you buy a disposable roaster? What do you make your turkey in? What else are you making? Potatoes? Vegetables? What else? Did you buy it already? Today was the one. Thanksgiving dinner. MPP, whichever it is. Did I post it? Well, hopefully. 9 o'clock. Great. It was over. It's over. Did you go? Did you enjoy it? She's just two-faced sitting here pretending. You already ate his turkey and then you came here. I heard they rented a bouncy castle. What a wonderful event, probably planned by an expert. Um, Do you see the point in this? I heard Wendy's is catering Frosties for the evening. So when Wendy's gives you Frosties, you'll take it. But my nonprofit, when I have events and doing things, you have a problem because what? I have to go to Wendy's and buy the Frosties and give them to you for free. Then you'll accept it and be happy with my nonprofit. That's exactly what you're saying. No one will ever cater your nonprofit because it is not registered. Are you actually talking to yourself? No one will ever cater your nonprofit. That doesn't even make sense. Like I said, do you guys actually work? Because I can't be around people like this. This can't be the future of Malton, where I live. Okay, well, let's go over the mall. How many spaces are empty again? Do any of you have aspirations of renting a store, having a store in the mall? What kind of store would you open? Well, you only have one mall, right? What else do you do? What else is there besides sitting and complaining about people? What kind of things do you do for fun if you're grown-ups, adults? What do you do? Where do you go? What do you do? Nobody? Nobody has hobbies, interests? You don't do anything? You just sit in your house, watch TV? Which one? On your phone? On the internet? If you see me doing that, my contacts are bothering me, so I'm trying for them not to fall out. Well, we're talking about violence, why people cause violence, right? Insults put down, narcissists, right? Why you leave them? Why you don't care if bad things happen to them? Why some people get revenge on them? Well, this is normal, right? The kinds of things they tell you. This is how they talk to you. So, number one, why would you ever want to, number one, be in a relationship, be around them, right? Be trapped with them, get married to them, have them as a boyfriend or a girlfriend? What would be their place in life if this is how they talk to people? What do you think would be a good job for them? What kind of friends do you think they'll attract? I mostly like to waste my money on worthless junk from the dollar store. I would love to get a job, a part-time job at the Dollarama right there. That would be fun for me. I'd do the kitchen aisle all day and none of you would ever come in. I'd just rehang the knives over and over and over. When you what? You realize you're on the other side of the building at the front entrance? What? Okay, so what is your reaction when somebody insults you? What do you do? How do you react to it? Do they usually do it in public or do they do it behind closed doors? Are people around when they do it or nobody? One of these days somebody's going to put a microphone in your house and give you right back what you're asking for. Amy, what are the regulations around getting a mortgage brokerage license when one has no high school diploma? What are the regulations? You take your phone and you Google it. You were a joke. Like I said, 6 years, right? You have no mall, you have no houses, you have what? And you wonder why? What have you been doing for 6 years? Why would you need a high school diploma? Whoever told you you need a high school diploma to get a mortgage agent license, not mortgage brokerage? So first of all, you should understand what you're asking me. A mortgage brokerage license is not a mortgage agent license. Do you need a high school diploma to be a real estate agent? Does anybody know that? To do the real estate agent course, do you need a high school diploma? You can't do much mortgage agenting without a brokerage, now can you? I don't know where you people are, but do you really? I found you. You sound like people who have no chance of ever getting a house. Why do you even... When? When what? You're the same people in Malton who want to apply? And what? I know your name, I know your face. Which one? You're going to forget what, by the time their kids are ready to get a mortgage, a house? So many houses in Malton, right? You understand how that works? So when you buy them and sell them, it's still going to be the same amount of houses, right? You're not going to build any more. Every time you look at, did you pass the exam already? Or did you just steal the book? It says they're helping with the mortgage agent test, with the exam, by questioning me. I said, my name, my business, right? I already told you, you fraud and you cheat and you lie and you steal. What do you want from me? Who's responsible for ensuring your mortgage agent complies with ethical guidelines? Who handles money in Canada? Has anyone ever looked at the prices of houses in Malton? If you ever thought about moving into a house, have you ever looked at the prices of a house just to see what it is? Well, it depends, right? If it's just you, if it's your family, what would you move into? If it was just you, would you look for a 1-bedroom house? Would you end up buying a 3-bedroom? If it's your family, if you're a couple, are you having kids? Do you buy a house for just you guys, or 3 kids, 4 kids, 10 kids? What would you look for if you were buying a house now? How many of you had your mortgage during COVID at a bank? How many of you renewed your mortgage since then? That was what, 2020? How many of you went through a mortgage renewal since then? Anybody have to switch mortgage companies? Now, this is humiliating. The name on the comment says Natalie Hart, Ward 5. And the comment itself says, that's humiliating. You wasted your ODSP money on a course you have zero chance of passing. I want you to go up and go Google it. Google it, how much it costs. A mortgage agent course anywhere. I wasted my ODSP money on the mortgage agent course. I keep telling you, Malton, if I could take one of you every time I heard something dumb, I would do it. It could only benefit the community, right? How did you get the down payment for your house if you own a house? If you have parents, ask your parents, how did they get the down payment to buy their house? What is a down payment and how much do you need? Well, let's go over this again. How much is the house you're buying? So 15 minutes. Well, let's go back to Malton. It says the two brain cells are trying to spark an answer. Let's go back to how many you ended up homeless during COVID and how many you lost your jobs during COVID. I want to have fun. In Malton, right here in Malton. Well, we know the Walmart closed and went away, right? In Malton. So how many of you lost your jobs, lost your house, or downsized, became homeless in Malton? How many of you work at a bank in Malton? Any of them in the Westwood Square or the one beside it? Now, it's got to be what percentage of Malton that work in banks, if those are all banks in the Westwood Square. Who's laughing? Count them. How many are in the mall? How many banks are in the mall and beside it? Yeah, you let me know the next live stream. So what percentage of Malton works in a bank? And then how many work in real estate? And then how many are mortgage agent and mortgage brokers? How many do loans? How many do consumer proposals? Consolidation, yeah, whatever it is. If everybody lives in a house, what are you competing for? There's no new housing. Everybody's happy in their house. Where do you get new business? Listen to this one. How many houses do you see if you look around Malton now? I don't know if you walk or you drive. Do you see a lot of for sale signs up when you go around Malton? Well, minimum wage went up when? Recently? So maybe some people are planning their future who want a house, saving their pennies. You're an embarrassment to the mortgage agency business. Well, see, things like this, right? That's where people get revenge when they actually become a mortgage agent, right? And they just take your house and destroy things on purpose. You go to them and you don't even remember who they are. And then they just, purposely don't approve you and do things to mess with your life. Well, this is right. Long-term effects. Isn't it the same thing? 10 years ago, 10 years in the future? The way it works? Oh, yeah, we all learned a good lesson on insults and put downs, right? Narcissists. What's left for them to do? Why you're near them? Why you could ever put up with it? What job is good for them? She has early onset psychosis because she's suffering from reefer madness. It's sad, really. Okay, let's ask a question to everybody in Moulton. How many of you smoke reefer? How long have you been smoking it? Where did you get it from before it was legalized? Do you smoke legal now? What percentage do you smoke? What kind do you smoke? Indica, sativa, hybrid. Do you buy it for THC or CBD? Do you buy medical? Have any of you ever suffered psychosis because of it? Have you ever suffered addiction because of it? Please feel free to answer all of them. They legalized it. Do you think they would legalize it? If it did, what? What do you think? What's the worst thing that happens to you when you smoke? The worst thing? Just the dry leaf. The worst thing that happens to you. Yeah, okay, let's go over this one. Now compared to alcohol. What happens when you drink alcohol, and what's the worst thing that can happen to you? All fair. We went over all the drugs, all fair, so let everyone in Malton catch up. What happens when you use it? What's the worst thing that can happen? Yeah, then you can go into how much. For everybody to catch up to what I've been doing for 6 years. You want to go over who was responsible for housing in Peel, building all the housing and getting all the housing done? Or is that too close to the councillors and the mayor in Peel region? Is that a conflict of interest if I mention it? Or that had nothing to do with me? Well, I guess we're still working on where the boundaries are. Any other questions? We have 5 minutes pertaining to what you do in person. If this person does this to you in public, in front of other people, constantly, much less behind closed doors, on your phone, what would be my advice? You saw me posting, right? What I could post. Half of them I can't post because there are swear words and my accounts are going to get banned. My social media is going to get banned. I can't post naked pictures. I can't post all of those things because you get away sending that to my phone. You saw me post the phone numbers, right? My advice, you show as many people as possible when they do it so they know who it is or they try to help you find who it is, their phone. I have no idea. I can't tell you about going to the police and reporting because I've never done it. Yeah, like this, right? Bruce, Amy, I'm going to call the police on you. I told you one of these days, right? You keep threatening like it's nothing to call the police on people. When something really happens to you and they just leave you lying on the road, Malton's going to sit here again and ask why, right? Yeah, my business phone number is on my business card. So when you text and call, I already told you. Not my problem. Stick to life coaching, sweetheart. Okay, let's go to life coaching. The people around you influence you, right? They influence the mood you're in, what you do, how you're motivated, right? Your friends influence what you do, and if you don't want to do anything, if you're in a bad mood, if you hang out with them and they, drag you down, that's life coaching, right? Your life. If you're happy in your life, what's the point of living if you're not happy? So what else makes you happy? What kind of things make you happy? When you're by yourself, hobbies, interests. What else? Watching TV, listening to music, singing, dancing. You paint, you write, you draw, you take pictures. What else? You like fashion, you like makeup, you like hair, you like clothes. I like to feed birds. Well, when I was homeless, sitting in the park, I had nothing else to do, right? So when I saw the birds, that's how I know certain ones, different ones. Because that was Bramley by Chinguzi. I don't know if you ever went to the library there, but you can rent like a bird watching kit and a bird kit. It's got like a camera where you can go look for different birds. So I just saw them because, they came and sat down and came and sat in the trees. So that's how I know different birds. If you feed them, then have you read the rules for Mississauga? The bird feeder rules? They have changed, so I would advise you to read them if you feed the birds or your kids or anything like that, because there are rules now. You can't just put a bird feeder up. Isn't that nice? I like having encounters with strangers on the internet. That's real good. No responsibility ever, right? As long as you don't meet them in person, you're safe. You can't imagine. Now think about your children in all the schools. You can't imagine this. I'm a grown adult. What they go through now in Walton. Almost reminds me of Andrea. I cannot imagine investing so much time and effort into bullying someone in a live stream. I keep telling you, right? I was roommates with her in Cawthra Shelter for how many months? A roommate, 4 people in a room. You think that's a joke? If did you ever go look into if she's a sociopath? If she's a psycho, which one? A narcissist? You have her living in Malton after she was discharged, right? I was her roommate. Apparently, she was living in Malton until I came here. I saw her one day, so I know for sure she's here. You're laughing at something? What is it? If? Which one? A pastor? A pastor? Law studies? She's in the churches in Malton? She's near people? Which one? I don't know what you guys are understanding. This is going on how many years? Actually, if she's twisted, enjoys torturing people, which one are you actually sitting here pretending? If she has jealousy issues with females, which one minimum? Yeah, let's get it all on record and show all of them. Thanks. Anyway, I'm going to end the hour live stream. Yeah. Yeah, just take a good look around you. If you all go to any church events at any of the churches in Malton. Yeah, let me hear how long she's been in Malton. How long ago I asked. Why was she in Cothra? If she has a husband, if she has children, if she has income, what is she doing in Malton? Looking for housing? Why was she in the shelter? Why did she separate from her husband? Why was she in the shelter? Like all of the abusers, right? If they're loose near me, I should know. I would like to know. That's why. Anyway, enjoy your night, Malton. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach. Canada.